Hi, this is Charlie Rose. Svetlana and Slava, thank you so much for the opportunity to come in and look at your home, see how we can help. I wanted to go through and do this video animation so that you can kind of see the different things that we talked about, and you have it on record. You can reference it. We can make changes, adjustments, amendments, whatever you guys would like to be able to do. So this is your full kitchen layout, so as close to scale as we could get in a reasonable amount of time frame. I want to look at the area to the right of the sink, and we want to focus in this large cabinet. I think this cabinet can be a great central station to store a lot of different things there too, because what we want to do right now is we want to come in and we want to remove the cutting boards, the cake pans, cookie sheets, things that are in there, and get that out of that space. And we've got another home in mind for that I'll show you in just a moment. But what we're going to do in this large space, since this is not a load-bearing support, we're going to come in and we're going to cut the stile at the top and at the bottom, and we're going to attach it to the door. That's going to allow us to get a really wide opening. This by far will be the biggest opening that we have in that space, but the reason is we want to be able to house a lot of things there too. We want to pull some things that are in the pantry, such as the rice cooker, if that's something we feel like we're going to use, some other items out of the island, where we've got some cake pans, some spring pans over here. We can get those in that area. But what we want to do on the top is we've got an area with divided sections. These dividers are adjustable, so I had two in mind that can be put anywhere across the width of that going in the front to back direction. But what I had in mind is we'll come in and we'll put the lids in this space here too. We can squeeze this one over to be similar, or we can put it on the other side, whatever makes the most sense. But we want to take those lids that are currently in the cabinet just above it, where we've got some of the plasticware things up there just above the medicines. We can get all the medicine organized in that space there as well. And then that way we can get this down here. It's real close proximity to the dishwasher, the sink, and it's going to revolve in that, rotate in that little triangle of activity there. On the bottom, we're going to have just the same as the top in terms of height profile, a 5-inch unit there, which is what we call our double height. Keep in mind this one will go all the way to the bottom. We'll adjust this second shelf when we put it in based upon the tallest content item that you plan on having here. So if we come in here and determine that the rice cooker is what's going to go here and it comes all the way up to this edge, that's where we'll put this. If it's something shorter, then we'll lower this to accommodate that height, because the last thing we want to do is waste space based upon the content that we're trying to store. So you can see how the style is going to work on that particular one. If I look at the cabinet that's to the far right of the sink here, this is where we want to be able to get the large mixer off the table or off the countertop. And if we can put it in this space, now this isn't quite the same type of mixer that you guys have. You have the industrial one there too, so it's going to be taller. But as I measured it out, we really don't have significant enough room to put another drawer above it. If we did, I just feel like you guys wouldn't get really much benefit for that, and it's a pretty tight space if we did that. But here you're going to be able to put the other implements that are currently in the box in the pantry that you can put with this. So a lot of the other unique shape attachments that will go on here, or the different stirrers and mixers that come on the front face of that as well. So those can be housed in that space. And then in this particular one, this is where we want to take the cutting boards that are in different places. There's a pizza pan that's in here, a stone. There's cookie sheets and stuff that are underneath here. So we want to consolidate all this and store it vertically. And the nice thing about it, especially like with the muffin pans, you can put some in the front and some in the back, so you're going to have that depth to be able to stand those upright. And because we're going to stand those so tall, and because of the two things with the pizza stone and the pizza baking sheet, both of those have a big diameter, so they're going to go pretty tall. Again, felt like it wasn't necessary to put a drawer above it, just because we want to make sure that the drawers we put in place are going to have a high function use for you. So but that's what we want to do to the far right of the sink. Then if we look at the island, what we're going to do here in the island, we're going to treat this as two separate halves. And what I want to be able to do here is house a lot of the things that are currently in here, but I want to take out like the larger cast iron, the Dutch ovens and things on the back that are very heavy, and I want to get them over to the right of the stove, and I'll show you that in just a moment. If not, we can get some of these things here that can be on the top. If it's something that, Svetlana, that you're going to use on a regular basis, we want to get it to where it's easy access, that you're not bending over and having to get to it on the bottom. But what I'm showing here is 4 5-inch tall units that we're going to have, and I'm just showing just some variety of what we can do in terms of the placement of the second one. It doesn't have to be equal. One could be higher than the other. This is to show that if you have some taller things that you want to put down here, certainly you can do that. So that's the intent of what we're trying to show in that space. Then if I get back out and we're going to look at the stove side and see what we have here to the left and the right. On the left side, these drawers are a little bit smaller. So what we're going to do on this one, also the style removal, we're going to cut and attach it out. But I put 3 5-inch drawer units in this space. The thought being that the highest one here, and we can talk about this and add it if we want to put a divider in this space, but I thought this would be a great way to pull some of the dish towels and stuff that are currently in the pantry and put them in here. We can also put placemats in here. We can put some of the hot the oven mitts and stuff in this area, so that'll be a great space to put those. Then below it, we're going to divide that space that we can have just to make it easy. If we want to put, again, this one's where we're going to pull some things from the island, pull some things over there to the right of the sink, and I think this is going to be good spaces for that there too. Now keep in mind I put 3 here. If for some reason you guys feel like we want to change that to 2, then we certainly can. But the thought here was to have this one functioning more like a drawer, a top drawer, and then these 2 are going to be storage for some of the kitchen implements that you have. And then here to the right, what I'd really like to do with this one is put 3 drawers in it as well. And what I want to do here is, say in this middle one here, this is going to be a great spot for us to put all of the lids that we have for the saucepans, the various pots and stuff, and those can be laid out flat there, and we'll collapse this top one down as close as we can so that when you close it, what we want to do, and that this would probably be even lower, the top one, we're going to have space for the wok, the large fry pan, or things that you use very regularly. If you don't use the wok that regularly, maybe we need to shift it down here to the bottom. Maybe it goes to the island. But what should happen is on the very top should be the things that we use almost daily that goes to this stove. And then underneath the lids, and then we can have the stock pots. If we want to have the Dutch oven over here, we can have that. Some of the other larger pots that are on the back side of the island, I think would go perfectly in this space. Then, if we want to look, just doing a little office organization, if we look at the area above the desk, what I'd like to be able to do is come in and put 1 large drawer across the bottom. Now, it's not very deep, so that's something that's debatable of whether or not you would have that there too. But I thought it would be perfect to house things such as staplers, pens, you can have paper clips, rubber bands, just the variety of office accessories that you need there. But what I really am intrigued most about is if we come in and we remove this center post and we do a divided section here that can be for notebooks, coupons, mail, bills, just a variety of things that are currently on this space down here that are stashed up here as well. I think there were some magazines and things too. But if we can get this all in this area that allows a designated spot so that when people come home with mail, whether it's schoolwork or anything that we want to tuck away and save, this would be a great spot that the whole family can use, the boys included. So that's what I had in mind. We didn't talk anything necessarily about the pantry. I think that could be a place where if you guys want to do something down the road, we can. I would rather focus on more of the trouble spots that you got here in the kitchen. Get the food items that are here into the pantry. Get some more food items that are in the hall closet there and get it into the pantry. Get some of the appliances that are in the pantry into the space out here in the cabinets where I feel like if they're easy to access, you'll use them more frequently. Then we can eliminate some of those baskets there as well. And overall, I think it's just going to make it easier use of this space. So I hope you guys like what we put together. Certainly, we can make changes. We can do different iterations to come up with the idea and the plan that you want. But I really enjoyed the opportunity, Svetlana, to talk to you yesterday and learn about you and your husband and the boys. And so I do hope if you have questions, don't hesitate to give me a call. And I look forward to the opportunity to be able to work with you guys. Thank you so much.